Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new update of the markets. As we've got some momentum, and we discussed it on a live stream yesterday, in which we stated that the area around 18.4 was the crucial breaker if we want to see continuation or at least upside momentum. Failed to break through, which meant that the price started to drop or fall down again. And now we are seeing that we are acting around 17.6 to 17.9 again. So we're going through the chart to discuss what we're seeing on lower time frame, what we're seeing on higher time frame, and why you should be relatively cautious on taking those longs at this point, given that there's just a lower time frame, momentum shift, and trend reversal. But before that, I would like to ask you to become a subscriber of this channel. That's the only way that this channel is going to grow, is to get those subscribers in. So become a subscriber. Also, follow me on Instagram. Some cool stuff is coming up there, and I'll be going live next week on Instagram to answer your questions. Not about charts, just about my life. So, markets, and as you can see, I've got a very blurry chart, which is signaling why the 18.4 zone was critical to break through. This 18.4 level I marked yesterday on the live stream. If we couldn't break through it, we were most likely going to see a fall down towards the support area that we've initially made here around 17.6 to 17.9, and we got there. We are holding again, but this overall structure is looking quite identical to the structure that we have up here. So there's still not many bullish signals on the lower time frames, while we do have them on the higher time frame. What I'm going to do, I'll be getting a new chart in which we can start discussing this from the higher time frame and lower time frame standpoint. Higher time frame, not much to see. We just had a vertical move, which is very bullish for the markets. Institutions buying in, even an insurance fund has decided to buy into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, which is a bullish case. However, they've already bought in when the news comes out, so it's lagging, which means that the price will not go up at the moment because they're now buying it. They've already bought in. Are there other parties buying right now? Of course, there are other parties buying right now. They probably release a statement within the next few weeks. But there are also parties selling. The crucial part is that Bitcoin is flowing out of the exchanges towards hardware wallets, which means that there's a new adoption, there's new long-term perspectives right now, which means that those are in the cold storage for long-term, which is only a bullish case. I mean, if there's less supply on the markets, the price can go up even more. So higher time frames, nothing changed. Daily time frame, we do have the area around 15.7 to 16k, which is most likely going to be the range low, and we've got the range high. So we've constructed this range here, right? And we see that this one is made around the all-time high. So we're getting quite healthy correction, slowly tipping over. If 15.7 to 16.3 loses its momentum, then I'm definitely going to eye the previous high of summer 2019 as the next level of potential longs. If we get in that range, I think it's going to be a wick. I think we get something like this, and then we start to continue the momentum. I'm not expecting it then to consolidate around 14k, given the huge demand in the price for the price of Bitcoin at this point. What do we see more? We do see that we've had this pennant construction. I'm not usually a fan of those pennant constructions, given that they are just a 50-50 flip. I'm more a fan of using price action, in which we can see that we've had this lower high construction, which is signaling that we are making weaker bounces every time when the price started to jump from the support, which is from 18.5. So we fell through, and this fall through happened towards 17.7, which is the support zone. As we can see, there's supply here, there's support here, fall through, rejection, support, and here we are again holding for support. Losing this 17.7, 17.7 to 17.8 area, and I think we're going to make that fall through towards 16.3, sorry, as the next relatively important support level. What do we see on the lower time frame even more? Well, we still see those lower highs. We do see that we've rejected at 19k, and we do see that we've rejected at 18.5, which means that we're making another lower high, and now we rejected at 18.4. So what we saw previously is that we did create this support area, however the bounces were weaker. So right now we've got a new intermediate or just mid-range support level, which signals that we might be getting bounces. However, are we going to get bounces that are going like this and then smaller? Or are we going to get a bounce and instant buy volume, which is likely going to continue breaking out to the upside? That's the question right now. So at this point, we do see that this support is holding. We might be bouncing from it. But which levels are we going to watch? I'm going to look at this area around 18.3, and I'm going to look at the area around 18.1, how we are going to react from there. So going to the lower time frames, we see that 18.4 rejected, which made the fall through possible. And now we're going to hold here. I'm going to look whether we first break 18,050, and after that whether we're going to be ready to break through 18.3. So if we get a construction in which we get to 18.3, fall back down again, and then we fall through and reclaim support, that's for me the signal that we might be in for a temporary bottom, and we're going to see some upwards momentum towards 20k. Until then, lower time frames are just in a downtrend at this point, which means that I'm going to look for more confirmation before entering the trade. But all in all, I've written down some levels that I'm interested in the markets in general, and that's getting closer and closer. Altcoins are not showing strength, as altcoins are dropping with Bitcoin, which means that you should be waiting until Bitcoin has bottomed out before you're actually interested in altcoins. But the good part is altcoins will be doing well the moment that Bitcoin has bottomed out. The alt season will start then. So what we see on ETH is similar to what we see on Bitcoin. However, it's a higher beta, right? So what we see on ETH here is that we've got the range high, we've got the range low, and now we are in mid-range. But if we go towards lower time frames, we can see the same figure as what we saw on Bitcoin, which means support held, fell through, rejection, support area, and now we are back at the support here, which means are we going to get the bounce towards 565, reject there again and test the support for the third time? Likely going to fall through towards 484, maybe even 445, and then we're interested around the range low. Definitely going to punt some longs in this range, as that might be the end of this correction. And that's the moment when alt season might be starting later in December. So overall the markets are very correlated with each other. Total market cap is also correcting here. I've been making this chart previously, which I thought that we might be able to get towards 400 billion. That would probably induce Bitcoin to go towards 14k. If we're not going to get there, then we are going to 464 as the range low, and we're getting front ran. But that's the update for today. Stay calm. Altcoins are getting there. We're getting close. Then we're going to rock into 2021. And that's why I need you to subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with a new update.